Did you know that a new transfer tax has just been passed called the mansion tax in LA County and the city of LA? If you own real estate property in the city of Los Angeles or county of Los Angeles, then a portion of your sales fees are going to go towards homelessness and also other housing issues. How does this measure work? What exemptions are available? And what's the pushback been so far? Join me as I break down the details of this new measure, ULA, and other measures in California.
I'm Kiwi of the coast, the agent with the most.
Helping you maximize and sell the value of your coastal home. Let's dive into the data. Measure ULA, or the mansion tax, or as it's officially known, the Homelessness and Housing Solutions tax, was initially put on the ballot November 8th, 2022, and passed by a coalition of housing advocates and labor unions. This measure establishes a new homelessness and housing tax within the city of Los Angeles, and it's imposed on real estate over $5 million in sales price. And this is to fund affordable housing and other tenant assistance programs. So let's look at the structure. So starting on April 1st, 2023, this new tax will be imposed on the transfer of any new deed, instrument, or writing by which any lands or tenements change hands in the city of Los Angeles. Conceived purchase in the city of LA, this tax is imposed as follows. If the purchase price is over $5 million but less than 10, then it's a 4% transfer tax. Between 10 million on up, then it's 5.5%. And remember, this is on top of the already $1.1 per thousand tax that it already exists in those locales. Let's do the actual numbers so you can see how it affects those sales. So for example, if you've got a $20 million transaction, that tax, combined tax, is $1,212,000. $112,000, remember, for the $10 per thousand, the base tax, plus another whopping $1.1 million for this new mansion tax. The total, of course, $1,212,000 right off the top when that property sells, in addition to those other closing costs that a particular seller may incur. And of course, as I mentioned, this is on the total purchase price. This is not on the profits from the sale. Now, what about the exemptions? Well, the measure does contain some exemptions, and here they are. So the first one is a non-profit entity as defined by the IRS Code 501c3. Number two, a community land trust. Number three, a limited equity housing cooperative. And number four, a limited liability partnership or limited liability company, in which only bona fide non-profit corporations, community land trusts, or limited equity housing cooperatives are members of the LLC or general partners. What about the use of these mansion tax revenues? What are they going to be used for? This new measure, ULA, is supposed to generate over the next year somewhere between $600 million and $1 million for housing programs. The Treasury of LA will establish a special fund called a House LA Fund for the deposit and use of these tax dollars associated with Measure ULA. Some of the goals of the House LA program also include subsidizing housing, preserving affordable homes, preventing homelessness, and guaranteeing counsel to those tenants facing eviction. The House LA Oversight Committee is being formed to ensure the House LA funds are implemented and used consistently with the program. Now, what's the reaction been? Well, of course, the wealthy homeowners out there are already trying to figure out how they can get around this program and trying to strategize how they can avoid paying these higher taxes. And here's some of the strategies. Some homeowners are looking at splitting up their properties into multiple parcels so that the sale of each parcel is in that lower tax bracket, in many cases trying to get below the $5 million, and therefore, in the case of a sale over $10 million, avoid the 5.5% transfer tax. Of course, the numbers are big. On a $15 million sale, that's $825,000 in transfer tax under this new mansion tax law. Now, of course, it's a little unclear right now whether the city is going to look at that combined 3 properties or 2 properties if people are trying to save on the mansion tax, whether they're going to look at individual portions in the sale or whether they're going to amalgamate those 2 or 3 properties selling as at once. Are they still going to tax them as if it was one sale? So that's an unknown right now. So as things stand, we're looking to see this mansion tax, the ULA transfer tax, go into effect April 1st, 2023. Now that's of course subject to some lawsuits that are out there that are challenging this new law. Assuming everything passes muster in the court, we'll likely see a little cooling in those higher price ranges, especially in marketplaces like San Francisco and Los Angeles. Make sure you click on the video on your screen right now so you can watch the next video in our series. That way we can keep you up to date on everything that's going on real estate wise in your community. Click on that video now and we'll see you there.